Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to revise this chapter, Blow Hot, Blow Cold. How do you cool some food when it is too hot? When a food is too hot, we cool it in following ways: blowing air with mouth, pouring it in broader vessel, leaving it under the fan for some time. If you were to cool these three hot things, dal, roti, rice, in which ways would you do so? The answer is we will cool dal, roti, or rice in following ways: dal, pouring it in broader plate or bowl; roti, blowing the bites with mouth; rice, spreading in plate. Just it is getting downloaded. Yes. Minnie tried to cool her tea by blowing on it. Which do you think will be hotter, Minnie's tea or the air she blew from her mouth? Once again, I'll read this question. Minnie tried to cool her tea by blowing on it. Which do you think will be hotter, Minnie's tea or the air she blew from her mouth? Minnie tried to cool her tea by blowing on it. Tea will be hotter than the air she blew from her mouth. That means tea will be hotter because she is blowing on it and she has to cool the tea. So certainly the air which she is blowing from her mouth will be cooler. Sonu was feeling very cold. He kept blowing on to his hands. Now think and write which will be cooler, Sonu's hands or his breath. Sonu was feeling very cold. He kept blowing on to his hands. Now think and write which will be cooler, Sonu's hands or his breath. Sonu was feeling very cold. He kept blowing onto his hands as his hands were cooler than his breath because now he has to warm his hands. And here we have the long answer questions. You must have seen someone blowing on their spectacles to wipe them clean. How does the air from mouth help in cleaning the spectacles? Once again, I'll read this question. You must have seen someone blowing on their spectacles to wipe them clean. How does the air from mouth help in cleaning the spectacles? Some people blow on their spectacles to wipe them clean. Air we blow from mouth is wet and helps in cleaning the glass. Why does a mirror become hazy on blowing air from mouth? Air from our mouth is wet and tiny water droplets in it make the mirror hazy on blowing air from mouth. A doctor uses a dash to listen to your chest. A doctor uses a dash to listen to your chest. We will go with stethoscope and the answer is correct. Next question. Okay, here we have a video.
Air is present all around us. With the swaying movement of leaves in trees, we notice the presence of air. When the fan is switched on, the breezy air makes us cool. That's the way we feel the air. Air is everywhere, but we cannot see it. Life in Earth exists because of air. All living things, plants, animals, and every human needs air to breathe. We can smell things because of air. Only with the help of air we hear sounds. Birds and airplanes fly in the air. We can use the energy of wind to produce electricity with the help of windmills.
Introduction. Bhola was playing when he hurt his eye. He rushed back to his home, where her mother blew air in a clean handkerchief and quickly kept it on Bhola's red eyes. She repeated it 4 to 5 times. By that time, Bhola was much relieved. What just happened here? Bhola's mother used the warmth of the breath to help him. Are there any other uses of air we breathe out? In this lesson, you will learn about air. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to uses of air in the process of heating and cooling. List of work done due to blowing air. Hot and cold air. You must have seen people blowing air from their mouth on their hands during cold winters. This makes the hand warm. You must have also seen people blowing air in hot coffee. This makes the coffee cold. Hot and cold air. When we blow air into cool things, the air from the mouth is comparatively hot and it transfers the heat to the cold thing. Similarly, for a hot thing, the air from the mouth is comparatively less hot and so helps in making the things cold. Warming hands. If you keep your hands at some distance from the mouth and blow air, this time the air from the mouth does not feel much warm. Do you know why? As there is distance between the hand and the mouth, the air gets mixed up with outside air and thus becomes cooler. Uses of blowing air. You must have seen your grandfather blowing on their spectacles to wipe them clean. The air blown from the mouth is hot and the glass of the spectacles is comparatively cold. The hot air breathed out contains water vapors, which turns into tiny droplets of water when it comes in contact with the colder glass. This makes the glass moist and hazy, and you can wipe to clean the glass. Other activities. The other things for which you blow air from your mouth are for whistling, for removing dirt, to blow on and blow off the fire, for cleaning the spectacles, for blowing balloons. Playing musical instrument. Musical instruments. Let's look at some musical instruments that depend on air. Flute. It is made up of wood and it is played by blowing air from mouth. Bean. It is made up of wood and played by blowing air from mouth. Some of the things which produce melodious sounds when we blow into them are flute, pungi, shehnai, and bean. After exercising, if you put your finger under your nose, you can feel air when you breathe out from your nose. If you jump and then count the number of breathe in and out, it increases. A doctor using a stethoscope hears the heartbeat, the sound that comes from our heart. A heart is an organ that lies in the left side of the chest and beats continuously. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. During cold winters, you can blow air from mouth on the hands to make it warm. You can blow air from mouth to cool off hot things. Many musical instruments produce sound using air. A doctor uses stethoscope to hear the heartbeat.